Using pointers has some advantages to it, one of which is it allows us to change the scope of a variable. So let's, for instance, create a function up here. I'm just going to call it void test, and we're going to pass it an integer called a, and we're going to say a plus equals 1. Now let's clear out our examples down here. I want to output x at the end. And in between, I want to call test on a. Now, given the scope of these variables, oops, not a, x. Now, given the scope of these variables, x is set to 5 down here, and then it is passed by value into this function test, where it becomes this a. A has 1 added to it, and then when we come back out of the function, a stops existing. Its scope has ended. So when we come back here, x will still equal 5. And that's because I just passed the value stored in x into the function, which is duplicated here in my variable a. But what if I actually want to manipulate x in this function? Well, instead of passing it by value, I can pass it by reference using a pointer. So I can declare my a variable up here. Instead of being a value variable, I can use my dereferencing symbol to make it a pointer. And then over here in test, I can use my address of operator to pass the memory address of x in. Now I have to be careful when doing this because int star a is a pointer. It's a memory address. And adding 1 to a memory address changes the address, not the value stored in the address. To get the value, I have to use my dereferencing symbol. So when I run this program, I create this variable x, and I set it equal to 5. I then take the memory address of x and pass it into the test function. I then dereference the memory address to see what value is stored in it, and then I add 1 to that variable, saving the same information back into the same memory address. So my memory address defined down here has been incremented by 1, rather than a copy up here. So when I come out here, I should see 6 as the output, because I have passed x in by reference, not by value. So if this video was useful for you, please leave a like. It helps me grow the channel, and it will help other people find the video. And again, if you would like to see these tools used in a broader context, I recommend checking out my Developer Diary series, where I am working long-term on big projects and actually putting these tools to use. So thank you for watching. I hope you learned something, and I will see you in the next one.